COVID-19 and your constitutional rights. How does a quarantine affect you and your constitutional rights? The First Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees you the right to assembly and the right to freedom of speech, among other rights. How would a COVID-19 quarantine affect your right to assemble? Well, we have the right in the United States to assemble with like-minded persons, to assemble with people that we may not agree with something about, but we have the right to assemble. We use that when we meet together in clubs and groups, and if we meet together with a bunch of people on the town square to discuss something political. We have the right to assemble. On the other hand, during these emergency situations, sometimes the government may declare a quarantine and say you must stay in your home. How does this affect your right to assemble? Well, clearly, you don't have a right temporarily. You don't have the opportunity to assemble. There's a conflict between a law that says you may not assemble and your constitutional right to assemble. What takes precedence? You may have the inherent police power of the state to restrict your rights temporarily. You may have the greater good concept of impairing your constitutional rights, if not forever, at least temporarily. Think about War Powers Act, Espionage Act, things where the government has temporarily impeded or found your constitutional rights to be more difficult to enforce. And at that time, how would a COVID-19 quarantine affect your right to assemble? Well, obviously you could not physically say, I have an active COVID-19 case, but I want to get together with all my friends at the local bingo hall. Now, that wouldn't be appropriate for you or for them or for the nation as a whole, perhaps. And so you might have to curtail your right to assemble. So think about other ways that you could assemble. Fortunately, in a technological world, we can assemble on video. We can assemble by Zoom, by Skype, by many of the other software agencies and internet, telephone. You can write mail to each other. You can still assemble, if not physically, in certainly in mind and spirit and in a community. So, can the government curtail your constitutional right for a limited time and for a limited purpose? It can be done. And I would suggest that during this time of COVID-19 quarantines, it's going to be done. How will this affect your right to assemble? It will curtail it, if not briefly. I'm Jeff Goldtrap in Nashville. I hope I've helped you. If you have a comment, please put it in the comments below. Have a great day.